Eggs, they're something we all consume, but I bet hardly any of you have thought to actually invest in a company that produces eggs. I have a stock that could really bring home the bacon this week, but before I reveal that, make sure to subscribe and like this channel. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to have a lot more videos like this coming very soon. All right, here it is. I think you'll guess it once you see their distinctive packaging. That's right, it's those black box eggs. Vital Farms is the name of the company. They are based in Austin, Texas. It is ticker symbol VITL. Now, the world of sustainable farming is super hot right now because as great as the US food system is, we produce more food than any other country in the entire world. Sadly, it is more focused on quantity than quality. And Vital Farms is looking to change that, at least when it comes to chickens and the eggs that we consume. Now, they do also do butter, ghee, and some hard-boiled eggs, but the main focus here is the actual eggs in the box that you consume. Now, what they do is they do pasture raised. What does that mean, pasture raised? That means the chickens can actually go outside. Believe it or not, many farms don't let any of their chickens outside. Some of them are even in cages their entire lives just to pump out eggs. It's a pretty sad situation. Even in states like California here that are so-called cage-free, the conditions really aren't that much better, and most of them are stuck inside all day, every day. With Vital Farms, you actually get supposedly 108 square feet per hen. So picture that. That's about the size of my apartment in Los Angeles. That's the space that a chicken gets for every Vital Farm egg. So why Vital Farms? First of all, it's a great product. You can tell the difference that those chickens are actually out in fresh air and sunshine, and they're happy, as they say. Well, happy until they get butchered later on. I'm not so naive to believe that Vital Farms doesn't actually kill the chickens for their meat later on. But before then, I think they do live a happier life. You can actually see it. I did a taste test. Up top, you can see this is a standard store brand cage-free egg. And below is the Vital Farms egg. It is much, much darker in the yolk. That means there's more nutrient dense and it just tastes a whole lot better. In fact, now that I've been eating these eggs, I don't know that I can go back to the cheap eggs. And when I say cheap, they're not much cheaper. Vital Farms is actually maybe $1 or $2 more for a dozen eggs, which is a small price to pay for a much better quality product. Let's talk some of the keys to success to Vital Farms. Their marketing department, first of all, they have actually pretty funny videos on like TikTok, Instagram, things like that. And they have a solid following. Who would have thought that you would actually want to follow an egg company? And they advertise in other places like podcasts and new mediums to catch millennials and the younger generation that actually care about sustainable farming practices. Now, the other key, I think, is that black box again. Now, this is their standard eggs. They actually have ones that are even higher than this, but their biggest seller is definitely the black box eggs. So let's say you have a spouse that is at the store and say, hey, I'm going to pick up some eggs. What kind of eggs do we eat again? Even if you don't remember the name, you go, oh, it's the ones in the black box. Just get the ones in the black box eggs. I like those eggs. Now, you think you would scream and shout loud colors all over the shelf to get someone's attention. Well, other egg companies have done that. If you look at anything outside of the store brand, there's a lot of yellows, oranges, maybe some bright greens in there. They took the opposite approach. They went black. There's no one else with a black box. So all you have to say is look for the black box eggs, and it seems to work. And they have a lot of information on this packaging. First of all, you can reach out directly to Vital Farms. They have their website, they have their social media all over the place. They're a certified B Corporation. There's not too many companies. I think there's about 2,500 companies in the country that are actually certified B Corp, certified humane, of course, until they kill them once again. And the packaging is 100% compostable. There's no plastic here, which I like. I actually saw a video on TikTok where you could take the Vital Farms package and make it into clay. Pretty useful ideas for people that care about things like that. And once you're inside, you can actually go to the top lid and it says, see the farm where your eggs were laid. You just got to go to vitalfarms.com/farm, and you look on the side of the packaging. This one in particular was Lob Lolly Pine. You can actually have a look around at where those chickens hang out. It's pretty cool stuff. And one other cool thing, you get a little slip of paper in here called the Vital Times. It's a little newsletter about sustainable egg farming, and there's a lot of good information in here. Plus, Bird of the Month. This is Serene Sloan, and they actually do update this every month. There's a new bird in each Vital Farms packaging every month. Now, admittedly, Vital Farms doesn't have a huge list of institutional investors. Actually, the founder of the company is the largest shareholder. You will find, the names you'll recognize, BlackRock and a Vanguard here, but one that really sticks out is Amazon. Amazon is currently holding about 4% of the shares. That's around $20 million in value. And they've actually lost a lot of money in this deal so far. And you want to say to yourself, why would Amazon invest in an egg company? You're not going to order that on 2-day prime notice. No, but you will get eggs at Whole Foods, which Amazon owns over 500 stores in the US. And this is key for Vital Farms because not only does it get them in those 500 stores, it gives them prominent shelf space, which is the key to success in retail. You have to be seen to be sold. I went to my local Whole Foods store, check this out, see the gigantic space that is given to Vital Farms. It was over half of the egg case. This thing was dominated with Vital Farms. That is a very, very good sign. And it's not just inside Whole Foods. Vital Farms has negotiated very prominent space in a lot of high-end markets. Here's a couple around the Los Angeles area. We got Gelson's and the cream of the crop, Erewhon. And if it passes the Erewhon standard, it has to be good. It has more facings than any other egg company that I've seen anywhere across all these high-end brands. And it doesn't end at the retail shelf. It extends to the digital shelf as well. I'm talking about Instacart. Check out this search I did. I searched organic eggs, and this is what came up. Instacart will tell you the best-selling egg for each store. Now, when you look at this list, most of them are Vital Farms. And if Vital Farms is not the best selling, it's in the top 3 or 4. So you're going to see the Vital Farms brand in every one of these stores. That is amazing. There's not one other company that has anywhere near as many sightings if you're on the Instacart platform. And speaking of Instacart, I have 731 verifiable egg orders in a prominent zip code of Los Angeles. These are all verified Instacart orders. Of those 731 orders, check this out. 498 of them bought Vital Farms when they chose their eggs. That is 68% of orders containing eggs had Vital Farms. That is a wild stat. Next up was the store brand choice, and that didn't even reach as many as Vital Farms. The next actual brand, which would be considered a competitor to Vital Farms, was Happy Eggs at just 59 orders, 8%. Once again, Vital Farms, 68% of orders. Their next closest competitor, 8%. They are dominating this market. So unfortunately, it seems that Wall Street has not recognized the dominance in the market yet by Vital Farms. When you take a look at their stock chart, this thing has been a pretty big dog. So I think the play here is to follow the earnings announcement. I've done this on the last 2 earnings announcements for Vital Farms and done very, very well. If you look back at previous earnings, I did a little bit of research, and if you would have purchased Vital Farms stock the day before earnings and then sold it the very next day, you would have done extremely well for yourself. If you take the last 4 quarters, you would have earned 34% across those 4 quarters. That's holding a stock for 4 days and making 34%. Pretty insane numbers here. Now, this stock has a very similar pattern if you go through its chart. Every time there's an earning announced, there's a nice little spike. It'll sustain that for, a week, maybe 2, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, but then it'll drop right back down. We're seeing the exact same thing this year. Right now, the stock is pretty much at its year-end lows. It's in the 11s. I was able to scoop some up in the 10s and the 11s, and it's slowly creeping up before earnings, which is this Thursday, August 3rd. I feel like it's being set up for the exact same thing. I see no reason why history will not repeat itself. If you go back to the Q1 announcement back in May, it was fantastic. Vital Farms recorded its highest revenue ever at $119 million, along with a gross profit margin that increased year over year. In 2022, they saw a 28% gross profit margin. In 2023 so far, 36%. Now, keep in mind, this was during the egg shortage. A lot of times earlier this year, it was very hard to get eggs. That was because there was a lot of cases of the avian flu. Well, Vital Farms was prepared for that because, first of all, they have a lot higher quality, sustainable farming practices to avoid that flu, and they work with small, independent farmers, so it wasn't such a major issue for them. And you saw a lot of crazy egg pricing. Well, Vital Farms is already in a premium price category and they didn't need to raise prices. So while these lower quality brands, if you could even find them, were raising prices to similar levels of Vital Farms, I think this gained them a lot of new customers. People are like, why don't I try out these new fancy eggs if they're the same price as the cheap store eggs anyways? And people got hooked. In fact, people are willing to pay that premium now because we got used to it for months and months and months. And now they're realizing I can still pay that amount and get a higher quality egg. I think that's what's going on here. In fact, at that Q1 announcement, Vital Farms sustained their year-end outlook, and they said the first half of the year would be even better than the second half of the year. Well, guess what? The next earnings is Q2, which is the first half of the year. Now, a couple things to note from that conference call I dug through as well. They're sitting on a pretty good pile of cash, $83 million and zero debt. That's right. This company has zero debt. They have guidance to do $450 million in revenue. And like I said, they are sticking to that amount. So we'll see what Thursday holds, but it is a very good sign, I think, that they're going to have another blowout quarter. So I think that's the play here. Load up on the stock before earning announcement on the morning of Thursday, August 3rd. It's hanging out in the $11 to $12 price range currently. And I expect this to probably pop into 15 or higher if the quarter's as good as I expect. So you got to move fast on this one, but I think it's going to be well worth your time. Let me know your thoughts on Vital Farms. If you think this is a good idea or not, down in the comments below. Good luck out there investing, and I will talk to you when we cash this thing in.